Okay, I'm going to provide a little bit more value in this video about week 1 to week 3 in either the NFL or in college football. This will work a little bit better in college football because the turnover rate with the returning starters is more evident. Okay, there's more starters that will graduate and leave the team as opposed to the NFL where there's a turnover rate but not as much as college football, all right, or in college basketball. Okay, but in this video, I'm talking about football in general. So I'm going to show you right here. This strategy will work between weeks 1 and week 4. Week 4 is pushing it. I wouldn't go past week 3, to be honest. So between week 1 to week 3, this will work the best, because there's a lot of teams that are still figuring out their offenses and they're unsure of what they're trying to do. So they're just barely getting prepared and they haven't seen much action yet, some of these players, and they're inexperienced. All right, so that is where you can find a lot of the value on these underdog teams. All right, so this was from August 25th on Saturday. This was a Hawaii and Colorado State. I'm going to tell you why Hawaii won this game. All right, and this was a big underdog here. All right, this was a plus 660. $100 would have paid $660 on Hawaii. All right, now who would have taken this underdog? Well, if you would have done some research, you would have taken this underdog on Hawaii, or threw a little bit of money on Hawaii, on the spread and on the money line. All right, this was not a conference game, or this was a conference game, I'm sorry. This was a Mountain West Conference game. All right, Colorado State. This is the subdivision though. All right, so they're both in subdivisions, but it is a conference game, so they recruit the same exact way. The recruiting is almost similar for both these teams, okay? So there's no reason for Hawaii not to even win this game or not compete in this game. All right, 17-point favorites on week 1 to start the college football season. All right, so let's take a look at this matchup, and I'm going to show you why this strategy will work between weeks 1 and week 4. All right, this is a site I like to use. This is 2018 college football returning production. This is as of January 31st. There's updated versions you can find online, but as for now, I'm going to use this as an example. All right, so Michigan State is one of the top teams in returning most of their offense. They returned 92% on offense and 91% on defense. All right, they're ranked number 1. Their total returning percentage is 92% of their team has returned for Michigan State. All right, so as you can see here, I'm sure you can get the idea of what I'm explaining now. All right, let's go ahead and find Hawaii. Okay, this is where you can find some value on some of these teams that not a lot of people are pointing out. All right, you're not going to find this where people are going to look at this type of information. All right, so Hawaii right here. Okay, this is where you have to use some critical thinking because nothing is 100% certain. But as you see here, Hawaii, even though they were so bad last year, you got to assume or anticipate that the team at least did some things to improve on offense and on defense. All right, with the players that they're returning. Okay, so Hawaii, they returned about 58% of their offense, which is not a lot. It's about half, all right? So half of the team is there, a little bit more than half, and about 74% on defense. So most of their defense is back, and it's a lot easier to teach defense than it is on offense. All right, the offense will continue to struggle because you need talent to score points, but defense is a lot easier to teach. Okay, so I'm sure this team got a lot better on defense, Hawaii. Now, their total returning percentage is 66% of starters return on the team, which is not super high, but it's high enough in this case. All right, now let's take a look at Colorado State, and you're going to see why this play was not even, why you would even take Colorado State as a 17-point favorite in week 1, the first game of the season. This is why. Colorado State is dead last in returning starters on offense and on defense. They returned about 27% on offense, which is a new offense basically. So they're recruiting in the same conference, in the same subdivision conference. They're recruiting with 27% of their offense, a new look offense. Even though they may have the same coach, it's still new starters. They're new starters. 27%, which is basically everybody. And 44% on defense, which is below average. All right, so this is a completely new team right here, Colorado State. They return about 35% of their total offense, which is last in the league in college football, which is crazy to me to see this 17-point spread. And this is why you see Hawaii winning this game here. Even if Hawaii doesn't have the talent, they were still able to compete in this game because they're in the same conference. They recruit almost the same, and they have an experienced, even though they're not talented players, they still have experienced players from previous years, all right? From the year prior, especially on defense. That's why they were able to, score with Colorado State here in this game and even win this game. All right, so that's a little bit of value for you. I hope you got some knowledge out of that. So between weeks 1 and week 4, this will work. I'm not going to go into detail about the strategies that I use, but as you can see, it's pretty easy to figure out. You just look for the teams here that are returning the least amount of production against the most amount of production, okay? And I'd stay away from the high percentage teams that are facing, like for instance, if you see something like, Duke playing UAB here, or Fresno State playing Michigan, okay? These teams are returning most of their offenses, so it's only common sense that Michigan is going to win this game because they're a lot more talented. Just because Fresno State is returning all their offense, that doesn't mean they're going to compete, all right? You got to find mismatches and discrepancies in these percentages, all right? So I'll be back with another video. So comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you then.